Sheep, the silent guardians of humanity. From past to future, get ready. Because what you are about to hear may forever change the way you see one of the oldest, most exploited, most underestimated, and paradoxically most fundamental animals in the history of human civilization. Today, we are going to talk about sheep, animals that rarely star in movies, that are almost never treated as heroines, that hardly ever appear as symbols of strength, intelligence, or power. Yet, without any exaggeration, they helped shape the world you live in. This is not just a story about wool, meat, or milk. This is a story about survival, about adaptation, about coexistence between species. A story that begins long before cities, long before writing, long before any empire. 1. Before sheep, the world was different. Imagine the Earth more than 10,000 years ago. Human beings were still, for the most part, hunter-gatherers. Life was uncertain. Every winter was a threat. Every shortage could mean the end of an entire group. Humanity needed something essential, predictability. And it was in this scenario that a seemingly fragile animal began to change everything. The first sheep descended from wild species such as the Asian mouflon. Agile animals, alert, adapted to harsh terrain. But they possessed something unique, a more docile temperament, a social structure based on the flock, an incredible ability to follow leaders, traits that, in human eyes, meant opportunity. When sheep began to be domesticated, something revolutionary happened. For the first time, humans no longer depended solely on hunting. They could raise animals, protect them, plan ahead. Sheep became a constant source of food, meat, milk, fat. But that was only the beginning. 2. Wool, the fabric that built civilizations. There is a detail often overlooked when we talk about sheep: wool. Before wool, cold was an almost unbeatable enemy. Animal skins helped, but they were limited, hard to maintain, hard to produce on a large scale. Wool changed everything. It could be shorn without killing the animal. It could be spun, woven, reused. Wool allowed human communities to settle in cold regions, mountains, plateaus, lands once considered uninhabitable. Without sheep's wool, human expansion would have been drastically different. It is no exaggeration to say that empires were kept warm by wool. Armies marched dressed in wool. Kings ruled wrapped in fabrics produced from sheep. The economy of many civilizations revolved around this silent animal. 3. Sheep as an economic engine. In the Middle Ages, sheep were living wealth. Those who owned sheep held power. Wool fueled entire trade routes. Cities prospered thanks to the textile trade. Kingdoms went to war over pastures. Medieval England, for example, built much of its fortune on wool. Sheep meant taxes. They meant exports. They meant political influence. In many places, the number of sheep a family owned defined its social status. They were not just animals, they were assets. 4. The biology of an underestimated animal. At first glance, a sheep seems simple, but that simplicity is deceptive. Sheep have a highly specialized digestive system. They are ruminants. This means they can transform poor quality plants into valuable nutrients. Dry grass, rough herbs, vegetation that other animals ignore. They reuse what seems useless. Their stomach has compartments that work together with billions of microorganisms, a true internal ecosystem. Without sheep, vast areas of the planet would become unproductive. 5. Intelligence, memory, and emotion. There is a persistent myth, the idea that sheep are stupid. Science says exactly the opposite. Sheep recognize faces, both of other sheep and of humans. They have long-term memory. They form social bonds. They show anxiety. They show joy. They are capable of learning complex routes, of remembering feeding locations, of recognizing threats. Flocking behavior is not a sign of stupidity. It is strategy, collective safety, survival. 6. Sheep and the relationship with humans. The relationship between humans and sheep is one of the oldest in history. It is a partnership, but it is also a relationship marked by exploitation. Over the centuries, humans have genetically shaped sheep, selecting for more abundant wool, faster growth, more docile behavior. Many sheep would not survive without human care. Their wool grows so much that it can cause suffering if not shorn. This creates a responsibility. If we have modified them, we must protect them. 7. Sheep in the human imagination. Few animals appear so often in metaphors. Sheep symbolize innocence, docility, sacrifice. They appear in religions, in mythologies, in parables. The concept of the flock spans centuries, but often these metaphors hide the true complexity of the real animal. 8. Environmental impact. Sheep can be allies or villains of the environment. When properly managed, they help control vegetation. They reduce the risk of wildfires. They help maintain balanced ecosystems. When excessively exploited, they cause degradation, soil erosion, loss of biodiversity. Once again, the issue is not the sheep, it is the human being. 9. Sheep in the modern world. Today, billions of sheep live around the planet. They still provide wool, meat, milk, but they also raise ethical debates. Animal welfare, sustainability. The future of sheep is directly linked to human choices, conscious production, responsible consumption, respect. 10. The silence of sheep. Sheep do not roar. They do not attack. They do not dominate. They exist. And by existing, they sustain. They sustain families, economies, cultures, without applause, without recognition. Perhaps it is time to look at them differently, not as symbols of weakness, but as silent pillars of human history. Conclusion. Sheep do not ask for attention, but they deserve respect, because while empires rose and fell, while technologies were born and became obsolete, they remain, grazing, following, sustaining, silently. And now that you know this story, you may never look at a sheep the same way again. If this video made you reflect, leave a like, share it, and stay with us, because there are still many silent stories waiting to be told. Did you enjoy learning more about this incredible animal? Turn on notifications, subscribe to the channel, and keep an eye on the next curious videos. Every day, a new curiosity about a different animal.